Hey everybody, it's Beth from Yoga and Reiki Bliss. Happy Wednesday. We're going to end our series together, our Practice With Me series, with a little Ujjayi breath, which is really another way to calm the nervous system. There's a nerve that runs from your brain all the way down through the back of your throat, through your chest, through your diaphragm. It's called the vagus nerve, and it's a nerve that's, when it's stimulated, can start to activate the parasympathetic aspect of your nervous system. So when we breathe, because the diaphragm is moving, it can stimulate that nerve. And then when we add in a little Ujjayi breath, because of that slight constriction in the back of your throat, it also can stimulate the vagus nerve. So Ujjayi breath can be just a wonderful way to start to activate that parasympathetic aspect of your nervous system and move you out of that fight or flight, stressed out place to more into that state of being, that rest and digest, that calmer place. So here's how we're going to practice it. You're going to find your comfortable seat, sitting upright, or you could lie on your back with your knees bent. If you lie on your back with your knees bent, it might be nice to have a blanket or two, right? So you might run a blanket like this on your yoga mat to support your spine, and then another blanket on top of that to support your head. Right, so you get maybe just a little feeling. I'm going to sit in front of my blanket, not on it. So I want to support the length of my spine. You just get a little uplift of the chest, a little more opening. I'm going to sit upright though, and you can do the same, so you have some options, right? Because there's not always a time when we can lie down and breathe. Sometimes we got to breathe right where we are, on the bus, in the car. You're standing in front of your kid who has, decided that turning their bowl of cereal over was a great way to start the day, right? So you need to be able to just drop into your breath and shift gears. So you're going to take a nice easy breath in from wherever you are and let it go. Again, you're going to breathe in through your nose. And when you breathe out, you're going to breathe out through your mouth, and it's going to sound like you're saying H-A. So you feel that little constriction feel? Breathe in, it's like a whispered sound. And H-A through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Now we're going to take that H-A sound, keep that, and you're going to breathe in through your mouth that way. Do that one more time. Now that's the sound on the inside that Ujjayi breath is making. So you may sometimes hear it referred to as like a Darth Vader kind of breath. But I don't want it to be that harsh. I want it to be just audible enough for you to hear, not your neighbor, right? If you're in a class, I want it to be just enough that you can hear it and feel it. So we're going to close the mouth now. We're going to breathe through the nose, but I want you to imagine that you're still making that AH sound as you breathe in and as you breathe out through your nose. Now as you're breathing, I want you to keep the chest on the softer side. And let the breath pour down into the deepest part of your lungs. Again, not a ton of effort. You're not sucking in the breath, pushing the breath out. This way you have access to that diaphragmatic breathing, right? The diaphragm muscle that runs across right at the inner lower parts of your rib cage, separates your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. And when you breathe in, the diaphragm moves down, and that's where you feel that poof of your belly, right? It's moving down against the organs, and the lungs have room to expand. And then when the lungs contract, they exhale, the diaphragm moves back up, right? So you're changing the pressure in your lung cavity, in your chest cavity, right? So the pressure changes, the lungs inhale. And when you're trying to exhale, the pressure in the chest changes and the diaphragm moves up, and that's where that breathing happens. So I love you to keep the chest a little soft and the belly receptive to your breath. So that's our practice for today. Maybe take one more Ujjayi breath for good measure. Thanks for joining me. Keep breathing, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.